as they say.
Makerere University students are celebrating after university management suspended additional fees for late tuition payment for the current semester. The surcharge policy required each student to pay 50,000 shillings if he or she did not pay at least 200,000 shillings for continuing students and 60% for freshers. This was in the first 2 weeks after reporting to the university before registering. Registration is mandatory for university students. A student cannot sit for university exams if he or she has not registered for the semester. Mr. Robert Maseruka, the institution's guild president, said the extension will help many students who have been facing financial challenges to clear their tuition balances in this due economic instability.
We cannot be punishing a student because these private students go through a lot for them to pay tuition. Some of them pay tuition by themselves, others by their parents. Now, if the government has failed to pay student allowances of students on government sponsorship, we cannot start to punish a student that has delayed to give in their tuition. Why? Because the economic standing of this country does not favor the private students to pay on time. So we cannot make students pay for what they are going to pay. We cannot get them pay surcharges for the tuition they are still going to pay, which is unfavoring. So we went to the administration, we requested them to waive off this surcharge. Why? Students, if they have failed to pay tuition, how sure are we that they can add onto what they are already supposed to pay? So that was waived off, which was a good thing for this university and for the private students.
Maseruka also went further and told Live at 8 how they have successfully also managed to talk to the administration so that they extend on the dates of registration.
So we requested the university, just like it has always been extending government allowances, they should also extend at a time when students should be registering, and this was extended from 5th May to 26th May, because we are starting exams on 29th. So we at least believe that by the time we get to 26th May, we will have given students enough time to make enough funding from all sources to make sure they pay tuition before 26th May.
On the issue of allowances to government students, the president said they are working hand in hand with the administration together with the Ministry of Finance.
In the normal understanding, government students are supposed to have their allowances in the first 2 weeks of the semester. And you realize now we are in the 3rd month of the semester. We are actually remaining with 2 weeks to exam time, and government students have not yet received their allowances. The government is equally saying they don't have money. The administration is saying they are fighting together with the government to make sure students have money. And that has led to the different strikes and riots that you have seen before. And nevertheless, we hope that these government students will be receiving their money as early as this coming week, that is starting Monday, to make sure that they cater for themselves, and secondly, they have their welfare catered for.
This is what the president had to say on the issue of Makerere having strikes in almost every semester.
Strikes do not happen because students want. Strikes happen basing on the dispensation problems that we are facing. And so the belief is, as long as we do not clear these problems, strikes will always happen. Just like I've already stated, in the first 2 weeks we have had 2 strikes, and 2 of these are because of government allowances. Yes? So it is because of the need of the time that gets us rival together with the students, join hands, and get onto a strike. So ours is to make the administration address these subjects before we get on to the striking, because we believe most of the cases the administration, even when they may not want, but as long as they fail to deliver what we feel students should be having, then sometimes a strike is inevitable.
Talking to some of the students at the Hill, these were some of the views on the university waives of surcharges on late registration payments.
We cannot be as much excited about it because you realize the surcharges came in with a very bad policy of 15% increment. So the style of administration always coming out to waive surcharges on a semester basis. For me, I think it is just a confirmation to the administration itself that the policy of 15% in itself was very bad, with ill intentions to the students. And I think by the mere fact that they can always realize that every semester in and out, I think it is just enough for the administration to realize that the 15% tuition policy in itself was a very bad policy, so therefore should be revised, because that is how the surcharge policy also comes in.
I think it's really a very, very important thing. Why? Because not everyone gets money at the same time. So many students in the university have different financial backgrounds. So some are able to get the money earlier and others are not. So I think it gives a chance to those who get money a little bit later, or even those who are able to pay in installments. It gives them a chance to also be able to clear the tuition and consequently be able to do the examinations. So I really feel good about it. It's a very good thing in the positive direction.
Yes, it is. It is good, but remember that the government has also failed to pay the government students their allowances. But then how would you expect? How would you expect a single parent like my parent to pay the tuition in time? My parent maybe is a vanilla collector. My parent cannot even compete with the government, but he has failed. Now, it should be, I think we should make an understanding between the school, between the university administration and the parents. It should be something that is, maybe, I remember when students are in their high schools, a parent comes, I cannot manage some tuition for this and this reason. I think it should be something like that that should be done.
Removing them was the right thing to do, because given the fact that the university or every institution at the start of the semester plans for a particular amount of money that they are going to get, and this money does not include surcharges. So my point is, once they add surcharges, this money does not go into the running of the university, but I think some people with selfish interests rather take this money because it's not accounted for. We account for a specific amount of money that is paid by what? By the various students doing the various courses. So I think surcharges is usually money that goes unaccounted for.
This year, the university has conducted 3 semesters, which is contrary to the normal 2 semesters, and this has caused a financial burden on students and parents. Makerere University students will commence their semester 2 final exam for the 2022-2023 academic year on May 29th. Grace Nab Kenya, Alan Gamoli, live at 8.
Surcharges, as they say.